Hello, I'm selling some 6-channel loopers, and you could buy these on eBay or Reverb. You could go to my website and there's a purchase area where it'll take you to a link to eBay or Reverb, and you could see if any of these are for sale. Generally, I could build about one of these a month. Now this model has 6 channels. Now this type of looper isn't the type that plays back samples. It's a passive device. It's just a switch box that makes it convenient so to turn your pedals on and off. So you could hook up to 6 pedals to this. In this model, you could vary the order, the serial order of your pedals through these selector knobs, these rotary switches. This model is fixed, so you'll only have the order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of your 6 pedals that are in series. So this has an input for your guitar and the output for your guitar over here. And these are the inputs and outputs for each pedal. So you connect your pedals to this and you keep your pedals on all the time, and then you could select each one. This makes it convenient so you don't have to travel as far to go to pedal to pedal. You can get it directly from this box. So this is a looper box here. Now I'd like to demonstrate this looper, which I call the Super Duper Looper. Now this is a manual type of looper. There's no programming involved. It's just you just manually select the pedals. And this is the guitar over here that I'm using, and this is just an OLP Music Man copy, and I have that going into the input. This is the input here, and this is the final output over here. And I send the final output to Reverb because I want to reverb full time. I don't select the reverb on and off. And that goes up to my amp. This is a line 6 amp that I have it connected to. So this is a 6-channel looper, and I have 6 pedals. So I'm going to demonstrate this a little bit more for you. So this looper, it can support up to 6 pedals with 6 selectable channels. These are the 6 channels. The serial order of the 6 pedals can be changed without moving any plugs, and that can be done by these selector switches. It operates off a 9-volt battery or external power. Right now I have external power hooked up to it. It's 9-volt standard pedal board power. Now the unit will still function without any power. The power is only used to illuminate the LEDs. The LEDs won't function if you don't have any power, but otherwise the box will function because it's all passive. Okay, battery power will not be used unless there's a plug placed in input jack. So this input jack turns on the power so you don't wear out the battery. And for a particular channel, the LED will not illuminate unless a plug is placed in its in jack. And this is used for troubleshooting to verify that it's connected. It helps you troubleshoot because you won't get the thing to light up. So now another nice feature that this pedal has for a particular channel, if it's not plugged in, it'll go into bypass. So you don't have to have all 6 pedals hooked up. So if you wanted to use 5 or 4, you just unplug it in and it'll bypass. Okay, each of the 6 channels has a different color. So for channel 1 I use red, for channel 2 I use orange, for channel 3 I use blue, for channel 4 I use yellow, for channel 5 I use green, and for channel 6 I use white. And channel 6 is interesting. It's one LED changes colors. The other channels, they're red, orange, blue, yellow, green. So in this particular setup, I have 6 pedals, and the first pedal, I have 6 pedals going into the looper effect. The first pedal is a clean boost, and the second pedal is a distortion. They're actually the same pedals. They're called the Last Box Overkill box, another box that I make. They're actually identical boxes. I just have them set up. One has set to higher gain, so it provides distortion. The lower gain one provides clean boost. The next pedal I have is a phase shifter. And the 4th panel is a flanger. The 5th panel I have set up as a chorus. And the 6th pedal I have is an octave multiplier. So now when nothing's selected, it's in true bypass. So I'm going to just play something with nothing selected. And so that's true bypass. So that's just the sound of this reverb. I have the reverb coming through the final output going to the amp. So I can turn the reverb off by the pedal itself. So that's no reverb, and that's what reverb. So if I want to select the clean boost, is all I have to do is hit 1. So I'm going to do that. That's with nothing. So that's the clean boost is on. So I could turn that off. Now this distortion I could just select by hitting 2. Now the phase shifter is in channel 3. Now the flanger is in channel 4, so I'll show you channel 4. The chorus is in channel 5. Maybe I'll change that to tremolo to get a better effect. We'll make that a phaser, a fast phaser. Now the octave multiplier, octave multiplexer is channel 6. So notice how channel 6, the LED changes colors. It's kind of blue, now it's like a purple, yellow, white to blue. So that's kind of neat. So the way I have this set up now, I have the rotary selectors on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that sets the serial order to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I want to demonstrate changing the order of the pedals without having to unplug them. Normally loopers, these type of loopers, you have to unplug them and it's a real mess to try to change the order. So I'm going to show you an example here. I'm going to put the distortion and the octave multiplexer on, and I'm going to play that. So the order is, it's going to hit since it's in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it's going to hit the distortion first and then the octave multiplexer. So listen to that sound. Notice you don't hear too much distortion in the octave multiplexer effect on the bass. Now I'm going to change the order. So normally when you change the order, it's good to turn off the pedal because it temporarily shorts out the pedals when you select these. So I'm going to turn off 2 and 6. So now I'm going to put this to swap 2 and 6. I'm going to put 2 on 6 and 6 on 2. So now it's going to hit 2 before 6. So let's listen to it now. So that's a different sound. Because now the bass of the octave multiplexer has a distortion where before it didn't. So that's one way you can tell the order changed. So changing the order, if everything was linear, it would have no impact on your effects. But since your effects aren't linear, they have some non-linearities to them. When you change the order, it changes the sound. I guess it's called superposition. So now I'm going to go back to the normal order. So I'll put this on 2, and I'm going to put this on 6, and play it again. Notice the bass doesn't have the distortion that it had before. So I'm going to show that the Super Duper Looper will work on battery power. Right now it's hooked into the standard, no, it's hooked into standard 9-volt power supply. But I can remove the power. So I removed the power. And it still works, the lights work. The other interesting thing about it is even without any power, it will function. So the thing I wanted to show you now that is even without any power, the Super Duper Looper box will still function. Only the lights will go out. So what I'm going to do is remove the power from the Super Duper Looper box. So I could do that by pulling this jack out. So you notice the lights go out, but it still works. It's all passive. So I can still turn off the octa-multiplexer. That's back on. There's a flanger. The flanger's on. That's off. So it still functions without power. Now I'll put the power back on. I plug in this jack back in. And that brings the lights back on. So it only provides, there's all the power does is it provides power for the lights. Now I want to demonstrate that if you pull the input out from the guitar, it kills the battery power. So to get on battery power, we'll pull out the power from the brick. So now I'm going to pull the input, and you notice the lights go out. And that's to save your battery power. Now I'd like to demonstrate that the light goes out if your input jack from your effect is disconnected. So I'm just going to turn on this phaser. So you can hear the phaser phasing. It's nice. So I'm going to pull the input jack. And notice that the light goes out on number 5. The looper still works. That's because the looper it bypasses the effect, which is nice. A lot of the loopers don't have that. A lot of the loopers, if one of the channels isn't plugged in, then it won't work. So I can plug that back in, and you'll see the light come back on. So that demonstrates there's actually 2 features. One feature is that when you pull the input jack from the pedal of a particular channel, it turns the light off, and it also goes into bypass. So that's the way all the channels are set up. So I'm going to demonstrate this a little bit more with the different effects. And it's a real nice pedal, and it's all handmade. So I just turned the boost on. Now we'll have the boost and the distortion on. We'll just have the distortion on. So now I have the distortion and the phaser on. Now the phaser and the flanger on. Now the octa-multiplexer's on. Now the second phaser's on. Everything's on now. now nothing's on, it's just true bypass. So that's the Super Duper Looper box.